What is going on, everybody? It is Nidge here from Nidge Players, and welcome to the final part of our best team in FIFA 15 little series we had going on here. This obviously is going to be looking at the forwards in our team, but we're also going to have a little versus battle at the end between a few players on the bench, so you'll have to let me know what you think when we get on to that. And first of all, we're going on to our first striker, and that is going to be Mr. Luis Suarez. Obviously he's just finished his move from Liverpool to Barcelona, and it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on. Obviously he's going to miss a lot of the first part of the season with that ban for biting once again, but this is what I think his card's going to look like next year. I was really tempted to push it up to the 90, but I've kept it at 89, but like I said, 90 wouldn't surprise me if that was to be the case. I've put his pace up by 1 because I think he's a bit quicker than what the game says he is. +4 shooting, purely because I think he deserves to have probably the best shooting of any regular striker on the game. And +2 passing, because if you look at his assists, they've gone up from 5 to 12. So just having a quick glance over some of those stats this year just gone, he's played 35 and scored 33, which is up there with the best in the world. Probably only Ronaldo and Messi who are better in that tally at the moment, and obviously from 5 assists to 12, as we've just mentioned. He had 5 informs over the season, and obviously he's just completed his move to Barcelona, which is probably going to help boost him even more so, because as we all know on FIFA, when somebody moves to a bigger club, they like to just push them up that little bit more. But I was torn between him and Ibrahimovic as to who was to be the second best, but I did stick with Suarez, and obviously the first place is no surprise whatsoever, it's going to be Lionel Messi. Now, in my opinion, this year Cristiano Ronaldo probably should be better than Messi on this game. He's beaten him in every single area of the field. He won the Ballon d'Or. I think I talked about this in the midfield, but I still think, purely because Messi is the poster boy of FIFA and EA, the man on the front cover, I think he'll just stay exactly the same as the 94, and I said Ronaldo to be a 93, so he'll still be the best regular player on the game. You look at his season stats, he still had a very good season, and played 43, scored 40 with 12 assists. That's still absolutely unreal, but when you compare that to the season he had before, where he only played 37 but scored 54 goals, that is absolutely insane. 14 assists as well the season before, so he has literally dropped in every single area of the pitch other than the games he's played, but he's somehow got a better average rating this season. I don't quite know how that works, but there you go. Yeah, I think he'll still stay at the 94. He's had the 5 informs as well. Still think he'll be the best player on the game. I don't think maybe his card will change a little bit, but I've gone with the fact that it won't change at all. But like I say, I think it'll be very similar to what it was, and he'll remain as the #1 player. So now that's done, what does our whole team look like? Let's just have a quick reminder to ourselves. We've got Manuel Neuer in goal, Zabaleta at right back, Alaba at left back, Thiago Silva and Sergio Ramos in at the centre back positions, Gareth Bale at right mid, Cristiano Ronaldo on the left mid, Iniesta and Schweinsteiger in at centre mid, and then Messi's sort of a centre forward with Suarez at front. Now, be interesting to see if you guys all agree with that. Let me know if you would have put anybody different in or changed the ratings. But now we are going to move on to our little versus battle, and the first one is going to be between 2 players that have just recently moved to the Premiership from La Liga, and those players are Diego Costa and Alexis Sanchez. Now, obviously Sanchez has moved from Barcelona to Arsenal, and Costa from Atletico Madrid to Chelsea. As a player, I think Sanchez is very good, and I think he'll do well at Arsenal. I think he's the kind of player they are missing, a bit more quality, because I don't want Right Walcott at all. I think he's very quick, but he lacks that quality, and Sanchez can bring that. And I've put him as a centre forward. It'll be interesting to see if Arsenal play him on the wing or at centre forward, because obviously they are lacking a striker, and for Chile he does play there quite a lot. And the other side of the slide, we've got Costa now. He reminds me a little bit of Edin Dzeko, and I say that because whenever I see him, I don't think he plays very well. I don't think his touch is great, but he just seems to be in the right place just to put the ball in the net, and that is something that Chelsea have needed for probably the last 2 or 3 seasons. They've been lacking a striker, so for that based alone, I think Costa will do pretty well. I think he might get 19, 20 goals in the season, Premiership alone, and for that reason I'm going to say that he'll do better out of Sanchez and Costa. The next one is Angel Di Maria versus Memphis Depay. Now obviously Di Maria is a far superior player to Depay at the moment. He's almost 10 better than him. I'm going to keep Di Maria's rating the same, but I'm going to give him a couple extra dribbling and just move him from a right mid to a cam, because that's where he's played the majority of his football last season. Depay I'm just going to keep in the same position, but I'm going to give him +2 pace, +3 dribbling, +1 shooting, +6 passing, and +4 overall to take him to a 77. It actually surprised me that he'd only played 7 last season. Although in those 7 he did get 3 goals and 2 assists for PSV, but in the World Cup for Holland he looked absolutely phenomenal, and I think next season really could be a breakthrough year for him, so we'll have to see. Maybe 77 was a bit high, maybe he might be like a 75, 76, but we'll have to wait and see. Out of those two, I'm just going to have to go for the obvious one and go for Di Maria. The only thing that could change that is if he moves. Obviously he has been linked away a little bit, but I don't think he'll go anywhere. I think he'll stay with Real Madrid. We'll have to wait and see how that one pans out. But the last one we're going to look at is Yaya Touré versus Adam Lallana. This one for me is a difficult one to call because obviously Yaya Touré had a phenomenal season last season, played 44, scored 21, 9 assists. He was the top scoring midfielder in the Premiership, but the fact of the matter is he's 31 now. Will he be able to keep it up next season? That's the big question. And he had 2 informs last season as well, which I was very shocked about when I found that. The other side is Adam Lallana, 26 years old, just moved to Liverpool from Southampton, and I think he'll do really, really well. I think the way it'll pan out, first I'll just say I'll give him +1 dribbling, +1 shooting, +2 passing and +2 overall. You've got to give him a bit more overall pull because he's gone to Liverpool and that's the way that FIFA works. But yeah, I think perhaps Yaya Touré might score a few more goals than Lallana next season, but I think Lallana will get a lot more assists than Yaya will. So it's going to be, call that one a draw. I think it's a very tight one to call that because obviously Lallana will be coming into his prime and Touré is just going to be coming out of his phenomenal season. But that's going to be the end of this episode. Hope you all enjoyed it. Feel free to like, rate and subscribe, and I shall see you all next time. Nidge out.